It's time for a bit about electronic pedals. I've got a whole mess of them here. This Kenmore solid state has the side pins. A lot of electronic pedals, you just have to pop them open. But there's just all these different shapes, but when they say electronic, you're going to find a lot of real similar pieces inside. And the new ones, they make them in black and they make them in gray. But brand new, they're both the same inside, black or gray. This is a slightly different shape, Bernina. Slightly different parts, and this is a vintage Touch and Sew electronic pedal, an early one. But the important thing to know about all of these is that when you're working on these, there's going to be adjustments in them. Little potentiometers, variable resistors. This style is actually my favorite because it's got a hole in the bottom to just reach in and adjust it without having to open the top. This is a Singer. It's got the 3-pin socket for like Brazil machines on it. But all of these, they're line voltage, so inside they've got 100 or 240 volts depending on where you live. But if you're having issues with your machine starting too fast, or you push the pedal down and nothing happens until you get to the end, you want to adjust. You want to go in and look for, this one has, the adjustment is under this board. This one has a little slot here. This one over here has a little slot there. Little slot there. You're always looking for that adjustment potentiometer. And you'll note that all of these also have an initial power connection, except for this one here. This brother one, it's built into the slide here, but the rest, like this one, it's got this switch here, keeps the power off until you push on the pedal. This Kenmore one, this old Kenmore, has this separate switch here. This switch, when it gets pushed on, it puts electricity to the rest of the pedal. These two pedals, this old Singer Touch and Sew and this old Kenmore pedal, are the very earliest styles, and that's why they have 3 leads. They have power, common, and then the motor lead. So they always have full power in them, and then the motor lead comes off of the big transformer or triac or whatever part to control it. Newer controllers, they figured out a way to make the circuit work without needing to have power all the time. That's why newer controllers only have 2 leads. But again, these all have line voltage inside, and you'll notice these older controllers have diodes, just diodes, resistors, small capacitor there. There's a small capacitor on the back side of the board here in this Touch and Sew one, but diode. This pedal is from the 80s, I want to say, and they've start to have these blue boxes are high voltage capacitors. This brother pedal is a new style. It's got 3 capacitors. This is a brand new gray pedal with 1, 2, 3 capacitors. The black pedal is the same setup as this one, 3 capacitors. Those just help reduce noise. But all these pedals are working to make electronic. This Bernina one, a couple of capacitors. They're all for electronic control. They chop the power from the wall instead of carbon pile and wire wound resistors use a resistor. But the important key is all these electronic pedals, if they just have 3 or 4 connections on the machine and they're a 120 volt pedal for like a non-electronic machine, it's just an electronic pedal, there's always going to be an adjustment inside the pedal that you can make to get your machine to respond better. And just be careful because there's line voltage inside here. So open it up, make your adjustment, then plug it, then put it back together, plug it in, test it out, and then come back and adjust it more if you want to change the way that your machine runs. It's an important thing to note for all of these electronic pedals. On Kenmore like to do this. Singer did it a little bit, and then modern pedals, they just use this brother connector. They made that connector starting before they had electronic pedals, and so you can buy a new electronic pedal, plug right into an old machine that it fits, and then you've got electronic control on your older machine. And that's why you would need to adjust these a little bit, because sometimes the older motors are a little more sensitive to your starting voltages. But once you get these apart, like I said, many of these, the hinges are where they come apart. Got to match up the covers since I set them all aside here. This one, line up the springs and pop it together. This older skinny pedal, lines up, get our hinges snapped on, and the Kenmore pedal, because this is such an old pedal, the plastic is a little more delicate, so it can be harder to get these apart and put back together. Usually try to start one pin and then gently pry the other side. Use a little fatter screwdriver here. There, just enough until, there we go, snap back together. This one actually has one side that needs to go first. See how this hinge side is square, and that one has the little ramp to pop it together. And then the last is this Singer Touch and Sew pedal. This one actually has a screw in it to hold the pedal shut. And then it's, because this of course replaces the clamshell style pedals, which Singer made with carbon discs in them. And since they had been manufacturing all of their sewing cabinets with a bracket for knee control on this clamshell pedal, when they started with electronic controllers, they devised a controller that fit inside this clamshell. But that is that on these line voltage electronic pedals.